Art and soul, art, soul, art and soul, art, yeah, soul, art and soul, art, soul, art and soul.
Welcome to this week's episode of Art and Soul. This week we have a little bit of a twist because I am at the Heritage Art Festival 2020 and it looks like I see a familiar face. Hey Chukwu! Stay tuned.
Art and soul, art, soul, art and soul, art, yeah, soul, art and soul, art, soul, art and soul.
Please be seated. All right. Chukwu. How's it going?
It's going on good.
Good. We've met again. Yeah?
For sure.
Yeah, so
I can see anywhere I see art, I see you.
anywhere he sees art, he sees
Yeah, I see
me.
you. You said you're an art.
Hey. Well, it's good to see you again. You're doing a really huge project. So a lot of people have canopies, they have canvases. Yours is painted black. We're gonna see it. Just tell us the concept. What's going on?
Okay, so actually, when I was told about this whole art festival, I actually had to think of something or come up with an idea that would just create an experience that people have actually not seen outside being a painter being behind a canvas and a paint. Because I feel a lot of people know me to be an artist who paints in front of a canvas, you know. But I wanted to give a whole new experience that someone would feel, so that next time when this is organized, the person would know that, okay, there's an experience that I had last year that I think I want to experience this year again. But maybe on painting on canvas, the person sees me do that like all the time, like on social media, at events.
Because you're very popular on social media.
I
You've gone global.
I try.
Since the last time we've met.
I try.
Congratulations.
So I feel I just want to give a new experience on the kind of art that people would want to feel. So I actually call it an interactive body art installation.
Interactive body art installation.
Yes, installation.
So you're installing the body. No, you're installing the art. Which one is the installation?
So the whole piece is called an installation, an art installation. And I am using human beings, so the human body. And then I'm going to paint the human bodies and then add some few props to create the whole interactive body art installation. So the interactive part is when people get to ask questions about why this, why that. You know, you could have actually done that on a canvas, but then I'm doing that like physically for you to see or have a feel about it. So you could actually even be in the midst of the painted bodies and take pictures, you know, because there's a storyline that has got to do with the slave trade. And I feel that story is very interesting on how the slaves were being dragged, how they were being tied in the chains and all of that. So I feel it's a moment or an experience that everybody has seen through pictures, but maybe hasn't been acted for people to like maybe take pictures around it. And the blackboard is for people to write their experience or what they know about the slave trade and all of that. So that's the whole idea behind the body art installation.
And this is not your first installation?
No, this is not my first time.
How many have you done?
This is my third time.
Third?
Yeah.
Wow.
So the first one was at Takadi Technical University. I did an installation there during an exhibition. The same thing, everybody was expecting me to be behind a canvas, but then I did a different new thing. And then the other one was in KNUST. They invited me for an art festival. And they all knew me to be the guy behind the canvas painting very fast and all of that, but I was like, no, I wanted to give them an experience that they will remember me for, not only for the canvas and the brush. And this is my third time. I feel this is even more bigger than the other ones. So it's a gradual stage.
And what was the response like?
It was very massive, because I realized that I actually caught the attention of other people, because the paintings and other things, there are interesting things that are going on. Like, it was something that they've not really seen, like during an art festival, you know. So I feel I caught a lot of people's attention. They were asking me questions, like why? Like, you could have actually done that on the canvas. Why are you doing it? And I was like, yeah, I want to create that experience for you to like enjoy, you know. So the response was massive. So I'm believing God for a massive response for this one too as well.
Yeah, of course, hopefully. And you know, the mayor of Accra, obviously he's here because we're at, you know, the AMA, Accra Metropolitan Assembly. So hopefully you catch his attention too. And I'm sure people are going to be pretty blown away. When I heard your concept, I was like, great, this is awesome, because you're involving human beings. Like you said, you have models.
Yeah.
You have models. I'm not sure if the models really know exactly what they're in for.
I'll brief them.
You brief them very well. But it's going to look amazing. So your installations, as you do each one, a new one, your ideas get bigger?
Yes, because the first one I did was just a normal painting of the bodies, like the normal body art painting. And then the next one was a concept that was trying to push the agenda where most visual art students don't like mathematics, you know. So I created that interactive space where visual artists, so the models were installed like visual artists, you know, but they don't like mathematics. So I was creating that experience because visual art students were coming for the exhibition. So they came to do like mathematical equations on the board and on the bodies of the models. So when you look at the picture from like the installation from afar, you think it's just a black space where writings, but when you get closer, you realize that there are human beings within that space.
Because the human beings were painted black.
Black.
And then the white chalk.
Yes, and it wasn't even only white.
It wasn't white, and there was yellow. I saw it.
Different colors.
Yeah.
So just to bring out the beauty of that as well.
Wow. And then for our heritage, what part do you think you are playing? Telling your Ghanaian story. You're not only Ghanaian, you're Ghanaian and Nigerian. So what part, but let's take it in the context of in Ghana. So what part do you believe you are playing to tell your Ghanaian story? Okay,
so I don't know what to say, whether I'm a Nigerian or I'm a Ghanaian.
You're both. You embrace both. Yeah.
So I feel the Ghanaian culture has had a huge influence in my art life, and I've learned a lot. So because we're in the Heritage Month, I feel these are our culture that we are having today is because of the positive impact that the slave trade occurred, you know. So the slave trade had a positive impact on the society. That's how some of our cultures are out there, because the European people came in for like our culture, like things that we were good in, our manpower, our gold, our resources, you know, and all of those things are Ghanaian culture. So we were able to like get out of the slave trade for our culture for us to know or practice our own culture, because the people were sitting on us, you know, they were taking control of us. So I feel that story is a story that should be told, because in the installation I have a dancer who is going to like show the part that he is freeing himself and the others from the slave trade.
So there is a storyline.
Yeah, it's not just an installation with slaves. It's a storyline that tells how we're being captured by the European people, and then it got to a point in time where we had to free ourselves, you know, and we're no more being colonized and being slaved by those people. So it's a whole storyline that I'm trying to tell.
Wow. Yeah. And you are telling portions of the Ghanaian story.
Yes. And I feel the slave trade story influences our heritage.
How
so? That's why.
Okay, give yes, absolutely, but give another specific example, like an everyday example that we like Ghanaians walking around, we wouldn't notice.
You wouldn't know.
Yeah, we wouldn't. We'll
I
take
feel
for,
even in terms of our thinking,
okay.
in terms of our thinking, like, because if we were being slaved, okay, we wouldn't be able to think out of the box to be able to come up with our cultural foods, our cultural attire, our cultural beliefs, you know, because these Western people, they even previously there was no Christianity, you know, but they brought in Christianity. You understand? So all of those things had an influence negatively and positively. But I feel the positive part is what we are celebrating now today because of the heritage man. So I feel massively our thinking was, as the slave, we not being slaved has influenced our thinking. So that's what I believe in.
So it's had an impact mentally.
Yes.
Okay. What would you like exhibitors, those who are participating, people who are coming to the arts festival, and even your models, what one thing would you like them to take away from their experience with your art?
Okay, so first and foremost, I would like them to take away the story that they've been always been seeing in pictures, you know, for them to have that feel. Also to know the positive and negative impacts of how, like the positive and negative impacts of the slave trade.
Like what you just mentioned.
Like what I just mentioned, yes. So there's a negative part, there's a positive part, but I feel when I was in school, I was told that the negative part outweighed the positive part of the slave trade. But I believe now I've grown to understand that those negative parts are fading away, you know. The positive parts are what we should look at, and that is what I'm trying to portray in the artwork. Yeah, so that's basically what it is.
Wow. And you are about to bring a very big experience.
Yeah, very big experience. I wish I had the whole field to myself.
Soon, maybe.
Yeah.
Not maybe, one day, yes.
Yeah, one day. Like
one day.
The whole ground. Like where you have the whole, like I install trees, you know, I install like a whole lot of things. So that when somebody walks in, like it's like an experience.
Yeah.
Like it's like a house talking about slave trade. Like let's say if I'm using this whole part, when you walk in, from how it started, maybe a meeting of the Europe, because I'm sure before the European people came here, they had a meeting to discuss on how they were going to conquer us and all of that. So we could have that setup where like a group of 5 people are thinking, like the white people are thinking on how to like overpower the African people, you know. And it tells that story to the end where we're being enslaved, being dragged on the ground, you know. So people acting that whole experience, you know. But I believe this is how it starts, small. And I'm very glad the Ghana Museum people are here, because when most of the pictures, the things they have are in pictures. So I feel since now art has gone beyond the canvas and the paint, when people visit the museum to actually know the story of the slave trade, something like this could be like displayed there for them to like know the story, like have a feel. That's why we have movies, you know, like to have a feel of that experience.
To bring it closer to the audience.
Yes, and even more understanding
Yeah.
to you.
Is it emotional for you?
Yeah, it is. It is, because I heard that they were more concerned about how most of our African people were strong, and then they were using us for their labor, for their plantation, for their benefits, you know. So all of those things, like our manpower, and I feel in some small ways, some few people are fighting against that still, you know. And that's why this event is being organized, for us to know that we have a heritage to uphold onto, you know. So I believe it's a cause that we are championing small.
Absolutely.
At the right time. We'll get there where now everything has got to do with Ghana and our culture.
Ghana to the world.
Ghana to the world.
That's what we want. And your models are going to reflect some of what you're talking about, because you have one model that's very much, he would have been very much in demand back in those days.
Yes,
So I think you have a good set of models to represent what you're looking for to help tell the Ghana
And I'm
story.
grateful to City TV. They gave me this opportunity to be able to, you know, put this whole experience out there. And I'm grateful.
Thank you, thank you. We're grateful to you, all the artists, and of course the Accra Metropolitan Assembly. And this is going to be an amazing experience. But you know what? I'm actually going to leave you to get on with what you need to get on with. I'm excited. I'm trying not to tell people at home what is about to happen.
They should be here.
They should be here.
Yeah,
I almost said it. I almost.
They should be here.
I'm excited. So I'm going to catch up with you. I'm going to catch up with your models, and then you do have a wonderful African contemporary dancer who will also be helping to represent some of the story. That his name is Freeman. You guys have seen Freeman before, actually, so he's back, and we're excited. Guys, this is Art and Soul. We are at the Heritage Art Festival 2020.
Art and soul, art, soul, art and soul, art, yeah, soul, art and soul, art, soul, art and soul.
Welcome back, guys. You're still tuned in to Art and Soul, and I'm here with Chukwu and the amazing models. As you can see, they're all in character. I don't know what you did over the break, but you transformed the models, the set, and they look like they're ready for action. So basically, just very quickly run through what is about to happen here.
Okay, so thank you very much, City TV and City FM, for this opportunity. I really appreciate it. And I believe there's a cause that is very good, talking about our heritage and our culture. I think this is the time to make us practice and know about our culture. So I could have decided to do a painting of slaves on a canvas and them tied up in a chain and all of that. But I just decided to create an experience that the audience could witness how the slaves were captivated and all of that. And I believe this is a story that has a positive and negative effect on the Ghanaian society, and even in terms of the economical, social, and political development. So this piece is just a piece where I used about 10 to 11 individuals, and two, I had to use them for them to stand as the people the European people that came to captivate.
So these two on our slave masters.
Yes, so they are the slave masters that I used, and also 4 girls and the rest are guys.
Representing the slaves.
Yes, representing the slaves. And then the reason, I'm sure many people will be asking why we are having African print within, because that time we're not even having African prints and all of that. I'm just trying to let you understand that although this is something that was a sad story, but I believe there's a beauty to it where now people are now talking about it and it has influenced the society in a big whole. So I believe that story is a nice story to tell, because even during the year of the 10, people came all the way to Accra. When they came to Accra, they traveled all the way to Cape Coast just to know about how the slave trade and all of that started. So this is just an interactive body art installation that I did just to talk about the story of slave trade and how our able men and beautiful women were captured by the white people. And I'm not saying, in a way, I believe everything happens for a reason. I'm sure if that hadn't happened, our level of thinking wouldn't have been this way. You know, so I think, although it happened and it was a sad story, I believe it has influenced and impacted the Ghanaian society as a whole.
So you've turned the negative into a positive, especially through this interpretation.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know what? I know that we're going to have an amazing performance led by Freeman Sources. He is an amazing African contemporary dancer. So you guys are ready, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to give everybody a show.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your contribution to the Heritage Art Festival. Guys, thank you so much. You have been amazing, and thank you for your representation. And we're going to let you guys do your thing. And you have made Ghana proud. All right, so we're going to leave you with a fantastic performance. led by Freeman Sources at the back. He's an amazing African contemporary dancer. This has been Art and Soul. Thank you so much, Chukwu the Painter. Thank you to your amazing models. You guys have made Ghana proud. This is Art and Soul. We'll see you next time.
Art and soul, art, soul, art and soul. soul, art, soul, art and soul, art, yeah, soul.